And welcome back. We are rolling right back into game 4. This is do or die for so many of these teams. The last day of group play for the Apex Spark series. Loopy, what do these teams need to do besides clutch this out? What do they need to change? I want to see earlier rotations on these circles. I feel like it's hurting a lot of teams.
Yeah, the earlier rotations are definitely hurting teams, especially with there only being 13 teams in the lobby right now. For teams to be able to make up kill points and placement points, they kind of need to be put into those positions where they are fighting for, kill points and or placement points. So that's either rotating early to the ring or just being near teams fighting. You can't always rely on being on landing on one of the lower teams in the lobby, or a team who may have went to a poorly looted area. So really these teams as Bruins A just finishes off a kill real quick.
That is going to be a good start for Bruins A, and you're absolutely right. It's so much tougher to find kill points, so the aggression here is really paying off. Led Zepp picks up another one, and that's probably going to be a third. Jazz seems to be in the area though as well, and they might be looking to fight here against Bruins, taking some pock shots here. That's actually going to be the down that was acquired by Bruins A. So there's going to be the cleanup. The kill leader now selected for Bruins A, but another quick fight might be breaking out here. We know Jazz is nearby, and they might be opting to take the fight instead of reposition.
Yeah, they might actually take this fight. And the thing is, as we see shots coming out right now from Aether, none of these teams have shields right now. None of these teams have really good weapons. So Led Zepp goes down, Akbar is real low. Aether is going to have to go in here and help his team out, essentially. They're all hurt. Oh, wow.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, Akbar was actually able to pick out 2 really big downs there and actually wins it out. So that's going to be 2 full squads wiped by Bruins A to start the match. Jazz knocked out immediately. You hate to see it, but Bruins, once again, setting themselves up for success.
Yeah, Bruins are just in a lovely position right here, outside of the ring, not too far of a rotate. And then when they're rotating in, they're going to be rotating in on 2 or 3, maybe 4 teams that are all right next to each other, currently getting loot right now, setting themselves up to fight. But it's seeming like they're going to have to play the same game that they played last time, just cleaning up these third parties and being in the right place at the right time.
Oh, Money Militia, very well kitted. Yeah, it's interesting to note, and you mentioned it earlier, no one had shields during those fights, and actually the winning team, Bruins A, they didn't exactly pick up, purple armor and tons of ammo for their weapons. They're going to have to kind of scramble here to be able to fight some of these better kitted teams, especially with how far out they are from Circle.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, Overlook isn't really known for having the most loot. So, I mean, at some point, either before they head into the ring or as they're heading into the ring, maybe we'll stop by that little no-name village to pick up some stuff. But I imagine that they're not going to have a crazy amount of loot unless they find like a replicator, maybe get some better shields. Just really depends. But Edinburgh right now, looking like they just want to rotate hard out of Cap City. I know last game they really ended their game early there just on a bad third party, really essentially is what that was. So right here, maybe they might know something. Maybe they're feeling some intuition on where this ring might pull. But really just heading to some of the no-name areas and getting out of some of the chaos where they were the last few games.
Absolutely. And we're going to see a really, really big slowdown here. The ring is closing, but with 11 squads left, everyone's still really, really spread out. If any teams get spotted, it's probably not going to be much of a gunfight, as people will probably opt to reposition. Here we see Young Money Militia finding themselves on the inside of the circle. They're rotating early and they're rotating aggressively. They're actually really close to another team that came from Overlook. And a fight might break out here, unless they completely miss each other.
Yeah, it looks like they might just completely miss each other. And, Young Money kind of did go around that rock and just kind of make it so, like, maybe they knew that there was a team there, just trying to get away from them. They seem to know where the ring is. They've scanned it out already. So they're going to go ahead and make a play on these final rings. And if they've been listening to us at all, I think some of these teams are wise to really do that.
Yep. though they might be caught out on the rotation. There is another team that is sort of in that little valley. Right as we say that, a bit of a gunfight here breaking out. CU Gold spotting it out, but obviously not choosing to fight here and just get inside circle. Very wise of them, in my opinion. But again, same thing. The loot situation isn't, I guess, amazing. Maybe it's because we got spoiled by seeing Young Money Militia with their purple shields. Here we actually see them playing the Loba, placing down the ult, trying to get some quick loot just outside of circle. And here we might be seeing some fights break out. Two squads very, very close to each other in a very interesting spot to fight. Let's see if they find each other. It looks like someone was spotted out. It's going to be action-packed seeing them first. Nades are being thrown out. They obviously know they're there now. Underneath the car, it looks like, trying to get some cheeky damage as they walled off the exit. Scan going out.
And that's A State, and they're definitely going to be backing out of there, as it didn't take them very long to just get out of there. Just get the hell out of there.
Yeah. But it looks like they're going for the chase here, action-packed, looking for A State. They probably won't find them. I think they made the wise decision early enough and were just able to make it out there. So now on the complete other side of the geyser, they're going to move into what is presumably their scouted out next zone here in the green. And teams up north might be fighting here soon. Fragment East, we're seeing one team coming up further north. CSM Apex here walking in. I believe the other team was actually CU Gold, and we saw them using the Loba all on the inside. That was the scan out here, so they know that there's other members of other teams here, but how many, they might not be sure. They're walking up. Let's see if the fighting starts here soon. And I believe it might be CU Gold, unless CU Gold opted to rotate out of there. Oh, it might actually be Bruins A.
Yeah, it might be Bruins A. They might be running into a bear trap, as Bruins A might say.
So yeah, let's see here. Setting up with the caustic. Nothing incredibly revolutionary here. Grooven actually took some damage, and it looks like it wasn't from that squad.
Yeah, I think there might be another squad that's kind of nearby. Some of these teams are just so familiar with Capital City. They just know how to defend it. That they're just kind of like ride into this ring, get loot while they can, and then rotate after this ring comes in. But there's going to be some punishing plays really, really soon. There's just too many teams that are in this area for them not to fight.
That solo in the top right is probably not going to be happy here soon.
Yeah.
Here we see the reposition from Bruins A. They're trying to get a little bit more centered because they know they're going to have to rotate towards that green circle. They are able to find some shots here. That's some damage coming out from Akbar. They're going to look to reposition here up on the hill. Very, very wise. They know where the other team is going, and they might just be beating them out to their own idea. A scan going out here, either looking, but not actually finding anyone quite yet.
Yeah, Bruins A. They're such a confident team. In this lobby, they kind of remind me of like the NRT of this lobby, I would say. And right here, I'm looking for them to make some really quick decisions and just get out of this area. You have a minute and 30 seconds left. While that does seem like a long time, when you have those four teams, like we can see those four teams there. For them, you want them to make those smart decisions, those smart rotates, and to get to that choke point that we're looking at right there, and to just hold them off. I mean, you have a caustic, but it seems like there's a team already there, already waiting for it, just planning for those other teams to come in. That other team, whoever it is, knows something we don't. So, I mean, really, they're in the best place right now. We're gonna see this thing. If they go ahead and decide to take the risk to steal a thing from here, this thing might blow up.
Ooh, and a lot of damage onto Action Pack. That is going to be really painful. We actually pop into DC Bork getting taken down. Their team is not looking too healthy here. Griffrey trying to clutch it out.
Wow. That was a really good angle for Griffith. See how Griff's going to do, and he doesn't get it. Young Money Militia is able to clean up Action Pact. Very good for them. Griffrey, good luck.
I was going to ask, please don't tell me Loba can loot the the vault
I'm
with
pretty
her
sure
ult.
she can't loot, and as soon as she tries, it blows up her thing. So that's what I was wondering if maybe we might catch them for a second here. Young Money Militia, you know, they're being rolled up on a duo right now, but they have 2 dudes who are really, really low, and it looks like SIU is actually in the building that they're in. They were able to sneak in there. This could be disastrous for Young Money Militia if they're not close and able to get their shields up in time.
Yeah, and the problem is SIU doesn't know how weak they are from the previous fight. They might be able to guess, but I think they might have been too late here. I'm trying to find an interesting angle here on the roof. Wow, what a move, but it's actually spotted out completely. That's going to be Kurt's taking tons of damage. The Horizon comes up, takes tons of damage. Young Money Militia is well kitted at this point. They're going to pinch the Bloodhound in the corner. It's not looking great.
Yeah. Yeah, had SIU maybe have just heard a little bit more, maybe been more onto the kill feed on that, they might have been able to see that there were 2 people down on that, and they could have finished it. But it looks like they're going to go ahead and clutch out their KP and leave a solo for SIU, unfortunately. Still a really good attempt by SIU. That was actually a very smooth climb to the top. They didn't even realize that they were right below them. And, you know, he was able to climb out on that edge and just almost climb up on top without letting the other team know.
Yep, and it looks like they might be getting pushed out here soon. I believe there was another squad on top. But yeah, really great movement there. Really good attempt, but obviously props to Young Money because they were actually covering that angle as they should have been. So that I think that was the only reason they didn't just get a sneaky, wipe from behind. So good job on them. But it looks like RIT Black is actually the one that's pushing up on the squad here soon. And this might be bloody. And we know that at this point, Young Money Militia has invested a lot of resources into the 2 fights that they just took.
And this team does not know. RIT has been crawling this whole way. So right here, I almost believe that Young Money has absolutely no idea what is about to happen. So really, RIT Reed is just waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike because, we're just bouncing back and forth between these 2. And there appears to be, no intel legend on this. So maybe as that ring starts to close in, we'll see that quick closure to what is about to be a really, really sleek battle going on down in the corner in Lava City.
And we start seeing some downs here. CSM is spotted out. Looks like they're making a bit of a push here.
There. It looked like Edinburgh was able to down one Aether on Bruins A. We'll see if we can keep up with the kill feed and see where that goes. If maybe we can switch over at some point. CSM able to escape, but 45 seconds left until that ring closes in. And they are kind of on the bad side of sorting facility with a lot of open ground in between them and the next spot. But Young Money has yet to be pounced on. So we do know that RIT Black is just right on the other side of that wall, ready to pounce.
And unfortunately for RIT Black, they are technically in the losing position. Bruins A just cleans up one. We looked away for 1 second, and they just pick up another squad. But back to RIT Black. RIT Black is actually the one that's sort of getting gatekept here by Young Money Militia, so they have to be really careful and get tons of value off of whenever they choose to engage. They're going to have to push right through that team to get into zone. Ruins A here recovering a bit from this fight. They're going to look to hopefully reposition up on this hill, but they did see another squad, and now things just got a lot more difficult. You can't just zipline in willy-nilly because you might just get caught out by a team. Right as we say that, Young Money Militia actually counter-engaging. Did they lose the top? RIT Reed going down. There's going to be a lot of damage coming out of J Matt, and that might be the squad wiped.
Wow. Young Money Militia was able to fend off that hard push by RIT Black. It seems like they got knocked off of the top and then were able to retake it with a well-positioned Horizon ult.
It looks like Edinburgh Esports here is actually the one that seems to be gatekeeping Bruins. They do have good position, and they probably know where this next circle is. And here we go. One spotted out. That is going to be a lot of damage coming out. They don't actually get the down, I don't think. No.
No,
right as
they
you say
weren't
that,
able to get
Orion
that
actually
down.
picks up 2, Aether and Led Zepp. It looks like, oh, it looks like Orion actually cleaned up RAT Black.
Wow. Yeah, Grooven takes down L Led Zepp. It looks like Swift Lags took down Grooving. So there is quite a bit of fighting going on over there. Bruins A, I believe, is out after that.
Oh, excuse me, it was Bruins, not RIT. Yeah, tough. And here, Edinburgh actually really loving their position. They have vision on a lot of the other teams that are kind of scoping them out. 6 squads left here, and they need to make sure they hold down this position to the best of their ability because there's going to be a lot of fighting here soon. And honestly, at this point, if you're Edinburgh, just don't get involved. Just let the other teams kill each other. We see 2 squads of 3 here that are about to fight. It looks like A-State Esports is picking up a bit of a scrap with another team, and they're going to have to win this if they're going to be able to get on top. CU Gold actually already on top, so they have the high ground. There is the scan from Wyan Wizard.
Yeah, CU Gold is just in an excellent position right now. A-State has probably dug themselves a little bit of a hole, positioning themselves on this low ground, but if they're under this bridge and they're in the ring, the only way for these teams to get to them is to get down on their level. Doesn't mean that's where the ring is going to be, but some of these other teams are going to have to get down to their level if they want to actually get KP from them.
And they're actually opting for the opposite here. They decide, you know what, we can get ring back. We need to win this fight. And they know that CU Gold has position on them. So they're going to do their best to reposition high here and try to get back on top. Young Million Militia, another team that's sort of on the low ground. They are sparting some people out. They were very successful and they're very, very well kitted. So let's see if they just pick up this fight to try and regain positioning. It's going to be a good amount of shots going on to Luuke. Oh, and that's shield's broken. Penn State White.
Penn State White. Taking great angles on them. Just anytime he popped around the corner, he was just shredded. Those are some really good sprays coming out from Emerald.
Emerald more than happy to take this fight. They do have position on them. Young Money Militia not looking so high here. The ult does come down, and Beast of the Hunt is going to take so much value from this other team. Penn State White looking like they're probably going to clutch this out, and there it is, the cleanup. And now Penn State has to move. The zone is coming, and really, that zone hurts.
Bad position down on the ground. Yeah, I don't think Penn State. Penn State might have been able to clutch that out. Luckily, they just got in the ring, but they're going to be swung on by A-State. A-State, who is also down in on that low ground, heard this fighting, was just able to switch over. Now, let's see what they do. They have a caustic. I really think that they should be throwing caustic barrels down on the ground, and to just kind of fend off this third party, or sorry, excuse me, this push that is going to happen once they reset. They already had a guy down. They have nothing to prevent that.
Penn State White trying to find a position from underneath, trying to be sneaky. This is just going to be so tough for them to win. It's not impossible, though, and they're very well kitted to do so. A good amount of damage coming out, but at the end of the day, both teams are out of the circle, so someone's going to have to give, and it's actually probably PSU that has the better chance at getting into circle. So I think A-State needs to go aggressive here.
Yeah, A-State should definitely just focus on aping at this point. They're taking in a really bad position with very little time. The Gibby bubble comes out. They're just going to keep resetting as 20 seconds, are left on this rotate. I think both of these teams are gonna get knocked to the ring if they're not careful. But man, that grenade takes it, and then he's able to get the down 1, 2.
And the cleanup is there, not quite.
Wow.
The Gibby res does come out. But
now
that arc start was so much value for this team, and now they got to run. They have 0 time, and it's time for them to get in circle, or they're going to die to zone, and it's coming in quick. It looks like CU Gold is still on top of that bridge there, panning over. They see another squad, a lot of shots fired. CU Charcoal losing all of his shields, not all of his health though. Edinburgh Esports actually with even higher ground up against them. It looks like they might have the better position here, but they need to walk into circle. This is looking so tough. And now in zone is CU Gold. Edinburgh taking shots every which way they can. It looks like CU Gold here.
Got to clean up all this KP that they got down on the ground. They're able to clean up those teams right there. And there are 3 squads left. One team is down on the ground, and it looks like there's just a solo left up top. So, I mean, Edinburgh has ring here. Edinburgh has pretty much everything, a full squad. They are pretty much set up, but it looks like Penn State might be just on the other side of this. And the ultimate comes out. Gibby Bubble is dropped. Now, this other Gibby has his ultimate, but we're not really sure. As Glow goes in, he's going to try for the kidnap. Is he going to get it? And
What just happened?
oh, he wasn't able to get the kidnap, was he?
Oh, no, it doesn't look like it. And that's going
he
to be
goes
a
down
massive
the
punish
push.
there. And Edinburgh should probably just push in here. They have tons of nades, but that's actually an ultimate, a counter ultimate, and a counter bubble, so they can't push immediately, but they're still getting so much damage onto this enemy team. Spotted out. We still have another solo kind of cruising around. They might have a chance at stealing the game here, and it looks like Edinburgh opts not to push. They don't necessarily need to here. But wow, that's really that Wraith play would have been insane.
Yeah, that would have been absolutely insane. It looks like this solo is gonna try and go out and just take care of business. I don't know what he was thinking there. Maybe
Still
trying to
alive.
force a fight.
Still alive though, and now Edinburgh finally opting to push up. They
Yes,
might be
Billy
trying to
is
just
going
snipe the
in.
solo.
And they have high ground. They're gonna drop down right on top of them. Be able to get one down. One's down. Bloodhound
bubble
is
fight
really
here.
hurt.
The solo
And
is
two,
taken
Edinburgh
out.
finishes and grabs a win.
Fantastic showing there from Edinburgh. I am shocked at how long that solo lived. Props to them. But Edinburgh clutching it out. Great positioning. Completely dominant towards the end, in all honesty. I don't think they were ever really losing. They were kind of just waiting for final circle to hand them the win. So great job. Great job.
Yeah, absolutely. They we talked about it like right before how Edinburgh like really needed to like get a good game or just have a good game for them to kind of maintain that top 10, top 20. I don't think that they were in too much of a hurry or like a rush, but just kind of show us you're alive, because I know that this team was definitely an extremely capable team, and the fact that they were able to like pull it out on top, they held position just like they should have. They did not have to go anywhere, and you know, cleaning up 6 KP. First place finished with 18 points in total, and Penn State White finishing with second with 6 kills as well and 9 points for placement. I mean, they did absolutely good, and we're gonna find out who that solo is. I believe is SIU Esports. You know, having to play solo once again in this lobby, getting some placement points for their team. I'm checking right now where SIU kind of is, and you know, they were definitely a team that was like really hurting in 25th place, steadily improving, but with you know, finishing where they did, maybe they were able to get some points for on the day. As we see, they collected a total of 14 points. RIT Black as well, getting enough points. Hopefully that they are able to secure a spot as we move on through this. What are some teams, I guess, in these final 2 lobbies that were unexpected, or maybe you thought were going to do a lot better but didn't?
So I got a gun for my school. So I'm actually really impressed by CU Golden. We actually saw them top 5, top 3 there. Towards the end, that was probably a fight they might have been able to win, but at the same time, they made it a ways. And so super proud of them. Great job. Other than that, I mean, like you said, Edinburgh really just played their game, and they played it incredibly well. They were really impressive in this lobby, and just in general, great showing from them. Other than that, other squads of note, unfortunately, RIT Black doesn't look like they're in the best position. And they'd played well before, but now we'll have to really look at the final standings to see, because it's going to be tough. Here we see Damage dealt here. Glow, EUP, Chris, EPLC, Led Zepp, and Andy, representing some of those really power groups. Led Zepp, we've obviously seen some of his insane gameplay, plays incredibly well. Young Manu Militia picking up the 5th with Andy for Damage dealt. But overall, I mean, the squads lasted quite a while. It looks like we might actually be setting ourselves up for an interview here with Hey there, how are you doing?
Hey, how are you? I'm good.
Pretty good, pretty good. Yeah, we were watching you play a little bit of Bloodhound today. It seems like, you were just moving out there like crazy. What what did you think coming into, I guess, today? Were you guys really confident in being able to close the gap? Because like the past few weeks have kind of been you guys been bouncing up and down, having good games, or maybe not playing the most consistently. But today it seemed like you guys were really one of the most consistent teams playing today. Was there any special plan, any special sauce, composition that you guys thought of when you played, or was today just like let's go all out?
You know what? I think we're pretty confident. I think we knew that we were gonna have our like spot in the finals. So today we were kind of like testing out stuff, trying out new like tactics as well as like our new comp. We usually run Caustic, but we were playing with the Wraith a bit today. But I think I don't know. We're we're doing all right, you know. So no
Yeah.
like no strategy coming into today, just trying things out.
Okay. All right. Yeah, cool. Now, you say that you guys usually play Caustic. I've noticed recently in some of the higher lobbies, Caustic is being played a little bit more aggressive and not so much as like a defensive throughout the entire game. I noticed that, you guys were using Caustic a little bit differently than some of the other teams. Um, Now, does you playing Bloodhound, do you kind of expect there to be gas on the field? I play Bloodhound. So whenever I play with a caustic, I'm expecting there to be a little gas for me to scan, to cause a little disorientation. Is that, kind of one of the things that you guys looked for you, I guess, Aether, today? Was that one of the things that you were looking for?
Yeah, well, you know what? There was like one moment when we were pushing a team up by Epicenter, and we
Hmm.
gassed them, and I knew that that was a perfect opportunity for me to really shine because I knew everyone was going to be struggling to see stuff, but I could see pretty much everything, right? So, like, I personally love it, and I know my teammate used to complain and complain and complain about Caustic up until the movement and vision changes, but now he
Yeah.
loves him. He thinks he's essential. So, yeah,
Do
I
you
love having a Caustic round enemy or ally.
I do too. I love Caustic. I think he's definitely one of the most underrated legends, especially as we've noticed some of his busts and stuff come out. Now, I already talked about coming into today, how you guys kind of planned. There wasn't anything super crazy or special. What about going forward now? Obviously, today we're going to go ahead and say you guys secured probably the top 20. You guys are playing against the best teams in the Spark series, teams that maybe you've only had a few games against or really haven't had a chance to maybe watch because you guys play at the same time. Are there some teams out there that that you're going to have to play strategy, or maybe you're going to have to play a little bit differently? And how are you guys going to adjust to that? Do you expect to maybe change your compositions before, maybe change rotations where you guys land? What are you guys thinking? Are you guys really just saying like, listen, we're in a comfortable position. We know we play well. We're just going to keep playing the way we play.
You know what? I think we're gonna have to talk about it a little bit, but there are definitely some like strong contenders to the tournament that we pay a lot of attention to.
Yeah.
Obviously, NRT and RIT Orange pay the most attention to, but I think we'll have to talk about it. We haven't talked too much about it at this point.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool. I have one more question. How
Sure.
do you feel about Led Zepp running the charge rifle most of the game, man?
honestly, I love it. Everybody
I,
hates it. Everybody
I'm
hates it, but I
e-
love it.
Everybody hates it. Everybody hates it, but I absolutely love it. And you're right. It's a gun for those sitting here listening. This is a gun that just drains your resources if you hit it. The amount of shield cells you have to pop to counter that gun is absolutely ridiculous. And with someone like
Absolutely.
Led Zepp on your team being able to hit him from a distance, like yeah, I would love that too. Um, but yeah, let's see if Millicrate, do you have a couple of questions you want to throw at this guy? I know we watched this guy just tear up the floor for the past
Oh
couple
yeah.
of games.
Oh yeah. I did want to ask because we were kind of talking about this in previous lobbies. But how much priority do you put on early rotations versus just going for position and kills? Because we saw that a lot of teams were getting caught out by circles, but a lot of the time y'all were cleaning up the edges of circles. So often we were catching you guys coming into circle and just picking off teams. So what was your general kind of approach when you know Circle is coming in 30 seconds? Is it move fast, try to get in, or let's find some more teams to fight?
You know what? It varies from game to game. Like there's been a couple of times where we were kind of behind schedule on rotating, but we always try and get a nice spot in zone before the timer runs out or before we're running out of time, right? Like positioning is key, especially when we're running a caustic. Like we need to get everything set up, and then once we're set up, if they want to push us, then it's their funeral, right? So, um, I don't know. Like it really varies from like situation to situation, whether we're trying to go get more kills or go for positioning. Like sometimes we're in a bad spot and our focus is on positioning. Sometimes we're in a great spot and we're like, oh look, there's a fight happening like 20 meters away. Let's go get all of those kills.
And we definitely watched you all send a lot of teams to their grave. I guess as my final question is, going into the last week, what is your team? Obviously, y'all are probably feeling pretty good. You guys are in. What are you guys going to prioritize? Is it going to be obviously just crushing the tournament? Are you going to have to sort of change up your strategy? Because obviously we're no longer playing for just positioning on the table, right? Like it's about picking up a lot of wins against some of these really hard teams. Yeah, what is the kind of the biggest thing that you think your team will want to consider going into the last week?
You know what? I think we're gonna try and do some research on the other teams to see how they play, see if we can figure anything out. But really, we're just gonna be working on just honing our skills, making sure that our rotations are on point, and making sure that we work as a team. You know, because you're only as strong as your weakest link, and I think that shows the most in Apex. You know, so if one player is too far away, that can be the death of it. And I know that did happen to us at least once today.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, these are some absolutely wonderful takes, Aether. Really appreciate you being able to stop in, and we absolutely love watching Bruins destroy today out there. You guys did a good job, and we'll be looking forward to seeing you guys in the final, and you guys be a contender with some of our top teams out there, like we know you will. Thank you for stopping by.
Yeah,
Yes,
actually,
sir.
I've got
Thanks,
one more
Avery.
comment before I leave.
Yeah, go ahead.
I gotta do this for Akbar. He says that Mike's a liar and he didn't get his heirloom. That's all I got to say.
the inside jokes,
Yep.
we gotta love them.
Awesome.
All right, Aether. Well, thank you so much stopping by, giving us your insight on how your team did so well and how you guys are going to succeed in the future.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Good luck in the finals.
Absolutely.
All right, y'all. Well, I think that is going to be the end of that interview. Wow, I was really excited to hear from some of those top teams.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or a player on one of those top teams. So now I'm not sure if we want to look again at the top 5 kills, damage, assists, but actually I want to take a look at who our finalists are. So here we see the rank 21 to 30. These are some of the teams that unfortunately fell a bit short just today. That was, of course, the daily. But yeah, I definitely want to see who our finalists are. Who's going into this? Obviously, some of the usual suspects we know. RIT Orange is up there. Bruins, Kaiser White. And here we go. So 21st to 40th of the overall here. We see Bruins B actually just getting cut out. Sydney with Kaiser White, and actually CU Gold making a bid for it, jumping massively and just short.
So close.
Just short of 21st place. CU Swag Lords, Virginia PSC, SIU, DU Dragon Blue. Penn State Blue, we actually see them kind of low in the standings as well. Kind of slow. Mill Riders, A-State. Shawnee, UA Crimson, Clemson Orange, Tennessee Tech, Bearcats, Hydrate or Dihydrate, Kaiser Blue, he was One Tap, and Jazz. So this is our 21st through 40th teams that unfortunately will not move on to the finals, but still a fantastic showing. And a lot of these teams put in a lot of effort and were so close.
Yeah. And some of these teams, weren't able to, play today or had a bye today. So they were really nervous coming in, and understandably so. But here we are just taking a look at our top teams, top 20 teams. These are the teams that will be moving on next week to play in our final. of course, we have in first place with 400 points and 237 kills NRT. Second place, RIT Orange with 250 points, 138 kills. Scion following up in third place, 156, 246 total. And Bruins A team that really showed up today, really showed what they were about, hopping over in placement and going to fourth place with 241 points. And then again, the top seven, I kind of knew that these teams really weren't going to move around too much, but we do have Esoteric kind of holding the same spot. SJSU Spartan actually moving up from, I believe, 11th place. And then a team that we were really talking about earlier, CSM Apex. They weren't even in the top 20 at the beginning of the day, so they had to fight and push in to make it in, and really showed up. I mean, they went from being, 21st, 22nd to here they are in 13th place, and then the teams that didn't play today, Davenport, they really didn't have to do much. It just kind of stayed in the contention for this. But we have two teams from Iowa State, Iowa State GE and Cyclones JV in 19th and 20th place. That's absolutely amazing. Those two teams have been neck and neck with each other in different lobbies the entire time. And it's really good to see in 14th place, I'm not sure if I brought them up, NYIT Cybers. They were really struggling, and their position in this tournament looked very precarious coming into today. They had a bye, and it wasn't completely obvious if they would be able to make enough points or hold on to those points to stay in the top 20. But we're really glad to see that they did stay in.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing to see this top 20, and just kind of to go back through some of the games that we have watched through them, and seen some of these leaders and seen some of these players. These are all really good teams that are going to give each other a lot of issues when they all land together in the same lobby for once.
Yeah, that's going to be absolutely wild. I am so excited to see those games. Shout out to RIT Black, who actually we were seeing wasn't having the best results, but was actually able to edge in another team that was kind of in the same position as CSM Apex. So good on them for making it in here. Here we see the top killers for Season 4 after the group stage. Calphon, 87, Styx fighting for it with 86, YT Solus with 69, Escape with 64, and RIT Van Wheels with 52. So 3 members of RIT on the top. Not entirely surprising here, but what a showing. And equally unsurprising is those same 3 members with the total damage right up top. YT Solus once again, but actually Led Zepp from Bruins being the number 5. So
he's able to slip in there. I know that's definitely a lot of that charge rifle going on, but no, I mean, today they let's see, Bruins, they did an absolutely fantastic job. I mean, all the games that they played, they did really, really good. So it's not surprising, that one really good day of games is able to bring you into a really good positioning for total damage. And here we have assists, and an absolutely impressive number comparative to everyone else. 108 assists compared to 62 and 61 following him in second and third. Escape, absolutely amazing. That's what you get when you play Bloodhound and you're scanning for the 2 biggest killers in the tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. Every scan is an assist. And so here we see Aether and Yossi. So a lot of the same teams, and obviously some of those teams that are near the top of the standings in general, really performing incredibly well. Total time survived. Once again, we're probably going to continue seeing NRT at the top here. But it was Celeste at number 4, and then Aether again at 5. And I mean, in terms of survivability time, my goodness, this is what happens, right? This is what happens when you know how to play Circle, when you know how to take good fights. You survive long and you get those placements. And obviously that's what boosts a lot of these teams to really, really high standings. So not surprising, a lot of the usual suspects here, but still really, really impressive.
Yeah, it's really impressive when everyone on your entire team essentially is at the top of the stat sheets. It's just really showing like the competitive level that you're currently playing at. But one last look, we're just going to take a look at our grand finals. These will be the teams that will be playing next week. in our final tournament. And how this will be structured is teams will be playing in matches and until they get 50 points and then a win after that. So these teams will be playing for placement in KP and matches until the first team reaches 50 points and then a subsequent win after that, getting first place. That will be the determining factor for the championship of the Apex Spark series. Our first weeks of play were just group stage, getting the top 20 teams into the top 20 playoff bracket, and then they will play first to 50 and a win. And these teams are NRT, RIT Orange, Scion, Bruins A, Action Pack, Davenport, CSM Apex, NYIT Cybears, Scarlet Hawks, SJSU Spartan, Esoteric, Grizz Silver, GCU Purple, CU Black, Young Money Militia, RIT Black, Edinburgh, Penn State White, Iowa State GE, and Cyclones JV.
And I am incredibly happy to see CU Black up there in the standings. But in all seriousness, all of these teams really, really impressive showing throughout a lot of the weeks. Really great gameplay and really fun gameplay to be watching. I'm really excited to see what's going to happen in the finals. I expect fireworks. I expect a lot of crazy plays. Just a lot of talented teams that are going to find themselves on the same map. I am excited for a bloodbath.
Yeah, excited for the bloodbath and excited to just see some of these teams all play together in one lobby at once. Playing in these divisions, they're weekly teams that they play against, teams that they're familiar with and comfortable with. So we're going to see a lot of teams playing out of comfort zones, being able to play against comps that they haven't been playing against the last few weeks, and just really having to put their nose to the ground to get these KPs and get the placement points that they need to succeed in this tournament. But I think for today, that will do it for us here at the Apex Spark series. We appreciate you stepping in today and watching us do through some of our technical difficulties. We also have a feedback form, which is posted in the Discord. If you would like to give us feedback on how we have done so far up until this point, we'd greatly appreciate you hopping into the Discord, going through the feedback form, and just letting us know, how our stream quality and everything has gone throughout the tournament. Again, thank you, Apex fans and Spark Series competitors, for showing up. This has been a dream come true, and we love doing this for you. Thank you, and have a wonderful weekend.